Welcome everyone to Men Tell Health, where we discuss, when it's appropriate to punch people in the face. Which, surprisingly, there are very specific times. I am one of your hosts, Dealing Genetic Marvel, and with me, as always, is Mr. Cole Clayton, Sniffing Glue 22. What's up, bro?
What's up, my man? It's been a couple days since we
Yeah,
mostly talked. So how you been?
I mean, I'm good. I'm okay. I've been. This is the thing: is like as you grow up, you forget to call people. Hi, Victoria.
Hey, Victoria.
and and like and you know this too, is like you're like, hey, the best part about this kind of stuff is that we get to catch up as friends often, right? Multiple
Right.
times a week. It's nice. But the problem is, if you don't hear from people, you don't see stuff, like if they're not on social media, which I have a lot of friends that aren't, because they're like adults, which
Because
I'm
you're
like,
old.
"Uh,
I
not
don't mean
even
that
that,
problem.
bro. They were the ones that got me on social media, and I'm like, all right, well, what are we doing here? And then they just don't do anything. They're just like, I'm on social media, and I'm like, okay, but what are you doing? And they're like, I'm just there. I'm like, all right, well, fine.
Meanwhile, you've like become like the ultimate like social media guru.
Wow, I don't know about that, but I definitely am a pain in everyone's ass. Anytime any of my friends open their social media, it's me going, hey, what's up?
That's
And
facts though.
annoying.
That's exactly how anytime anybody shows me something, and like the worst mistake you can ever make in your life is showing me something that I like because
Yeah,
I'm obsessive. I have like an obsessive like OCD. So
yeah.
like I get really good at it and then they're like, whoa, dude, like it was just a hobby. I'm like, there's no hobbies.
There's no such thing as hobbies. It's I'm gonna work it until it makes me money, and then it's a side
Exactly.
hustle.
It's like
That's
every time that's what it is. It's not even that I like it. It's that I see like
oh, there might be
financial
something here.
potential to it, you know?
I'm of a firm believer in that. uh if I see an opportunity, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it and see what happens. But like the problem is, like, until there's some sort of reciprocation where I feel like this is benefiting me, and then I'll start doubling my efforts, right?
Right.
But like that's the problem, is they're like, "Yeah, I'll do something. I want to learn." Like I need to break something apart to really understand how it goes together, you know? Like, that was the wrong one. I gotta put it back together, which, haha, ta-da, is where we are right now. Yeah, but like at the same time, like, Jesus Christ, I'm a firm believer that there's a time and a place for everything under the sun. But the fact is, like, we live in civilized society, so, you know, you can't go out there throwing hands. At the same time, I feel like a designated hands throwing arena for just regular people may be beneficial for society. I don't know.
I mean, the
Like,
Romans had gladiators. Why don't we have something similar? You know what I mean? Like more organized, less death likely, but like, yeah, you should like, there should be designated spaces
yeah,
where you can like, I don't know, pay like $20, split it between the person that you want to fight, and then you're like, okay, now we're gonna make it like a we're gonna set it up where other people buy tickets, they get to watch and they can post it on their social media and everything, and then the proceeds get donated to like the local government. You know what I mean? Like that's how we get out of paying taxes. We just watch people beat the shit out of each other.
I mean, it'll work. Listen, like,
This
look,
will fix our roads,
if
bro.
listen, if we have designated safe spaces, we should have designated violent places.
Designated unsafe places.
Yeah, designated unsafe places where you're going, all right, honey, you go home. I gotta go do a thing. You walk in, do whatever you gotta do, and go home. I mean, like, the idea that having designated safe and designated unsafe places, I think is a step in the right direction. It's only a matter of time, right?
I feel like that too would also like solve a lot of issues before they even start because you know there's like 50% of the men in the world already know that they don't want that smoke. You know what I mean? They'll be like
Yeah. Oh,
they're,
I don't
they're
want.
like afraid to
Yeah.
uh to like get humiliated in front of public. You know what I mean? So they already will just shut the fuck up. Because there's always motherfuckers that like run their mouth too much because you can't hit them. You know?
Yeah. It's the same reason why little kids are like, you can't touch me. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Keep your booty hole tight. Listen, Kegels aren't just for women anymore. They're for men too. Keep it tight, bro. Good job, John.
You're so gay.
Yeah, like, I'm very much of the opinion that like the idea, like right now, circus is based on like sports and entertainment. Bro, what's with the bad words? I don't even know what that means.
Are
Like
you a
fart, shit,
grown
cock, and
person?
damn. Come on, that's ridiculous, Jason. How dare you? Um,
Golly gee.
yeah. G Willikers, sir. You are a cad of a man.
All right, I didn't know that we weren't the bee's knees.
I mean, listen. I like saying it's the cat's ass. So people are like, what? I'm like, the cat thinks something of it. So you know, cats, they're always licking their own ass. That's just how it is.
Hits.
I mean, come on. But yeah, like, isn't it reasonable that the circus won't just be for people's, because like, think about it, is like an open mic night. You go to test out material, right? It may be funny, probably won't be, but I need to test out the verbiage and how it goes with other jokes and stuff like that, right? So in the same sense, there should be a legalized quote unquote fight club where people can go. And listen, I'm of the opinion where you should have gloves, head guard, teeth guard. Go. Absolutely. Geared up, have at it.
Plus, you know, like, you have a recruiting process that would be involved too, because like if you show up and you beat some ass and then there's like a scout there for UFC or boxing or whatever, you know, like kickboxing, people would be like this would be so good for so many people who don't have like a lot of opportunities to begin with. This motherfucker can just fight for no reason. Let's fucking give him a job.
How about you just get that therapist? Me, I'm aware that doesn't always do the job though. There's more
for men though. I'm so sick of women saying this dumb shit about, oh, why don't you talk out your feelings? I don't have feelings. I am a man. I need to fuck something up. I need to break something.
I mean, I think the first thing we need to acknowledge is the fact that men and women deal with situations in a very different way. And while, hey, I've gone to therapy, I agree with therapy. I think therapy is a great thing, but I think it serves a very specific purpose and it's not all encompassing, right? For some people, it's enough. A lot of other people need meds. People need physical activity. There's one as you easily express your feelings. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't think so.
The thing is,
Sassily.
I'm solely speaking for myself on this, Sassily.
I mean, that is fair
for myself. But whenever I vent, I understand that women vent, and it truly makes them feel better a lot of the time.
Sure.
But me, when I vent, all it does is make me more pissed or make me more sad. Like letting it out, all it does is open up like the wound or whatever. You know, it's like
even more.
If I'm venting, I'm spinning out. That's what it is. Yeah. So I don't need to talk about it. I really don't.
Bro, if I vent about it, I'm gonna just wind myself up, and I start getting to harder conclusions. I'm like, clearly they're not only racist but also a Nazi, and you're like, it's not. They just didn't signal when they changed lanes. And I'm like, or 100%, you vent and the red from your cheeks expands to your forehead.
Oh, dude,
I mean that's the whole point.
I turned into the Red Hulk.
Glue 22, you have a high pitched voice. We've discussed this.
I haven't heard that one before.
We've discussed this. There's a reason. It's because he has a single mom, and she beat them. That's fine. That's Are you talking with a deep voice to me? Huh? That's how you do that with children. Jesus here to say you're both looking sexy as fuck. Jesus, hey, I appreciate you, baby Hulk.
I'll take it. Whatever.
Still the Hulk. Still counts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I think, and you know what? Like in my experience, every time that I'm trying to work through something in my own mind, I've always found the most cathartic or best thing was to get physically active. Like when I was doing those walks in the summertime, where I'm going for like a 4-hour walk, bro. Afterward, I felt better mentally. I would also smoke a joint while I was walking. That also helped. I'm just
I think
and also when you're walking laps on a track and people are exercising around you, whip out a joint and smoke it while you're walking. Everyone gives you a clear berth. It's beautiful. They just leave you alone and you're like, great. Because other people be like, oh, hey, what are you doing here? And you're like, what do you want to talk about? Right in their face. And they're just like, no, I'm good. You're like, there you go.
I
Keep
don't
going,
know.
bro.
People don't really approach me as much as they used to.
Like the thing from the Busta Rhymes video. I mean,
Ain't nobody here seen the Busta Rhymes videos. Come on.
I've seen Busta Rhymes videos.
Look at who you're talking. Look at who you're looking at right now. Come on.
Listen, my sweater has a collar that excludes me from music videos for the last like 7 years, at least, maybe
You
10.
don't listen to music, so get out of here.
You know what? The funny thing is, like, I will actively listen. I find it hilarious that you say that when it's like I love music. Like I listen to tons of different music, and you're all like, you're a bot. You don't listen to music, and I'm just like, I didn't.
You can't name one of the songs that you've listened to in the past decade.
9 Inch Nails.
What? That's not a song.
Okay, Hurt by 9 Inch Nails. How about that?
Okay, but that's not even the good version of that song. Listen to Johnny Cash version.
Okay, so
that song is therapy right there. You want to talk about fucking therapy for men? Hurt by Johnny Cash. That's all the therapy you need.
That song. If that song doesn't do it for you, go talk to somebody. No, you're the kinds of white people that know him. No.
Oh, we know him. We just don't watch his music videos.
Yeah. I know him because he talked really fast in that commercial with Morgan Freeman and the little guy. That was a commercial. It was Missy Elliott and Busta Rhymes. It was who's the little guy? What's his name?
Wee Man?
No, Dinklage. Peter Dinklage.
Peter
Dinklage sings the Busta Rhymes part, and then Morgan Freeman.
Lannister, and you cannot change my name. Change my mind.
It's fine, but it's totally reasonable. But then it's Morgan Freeman who sings the Missy Elliott part. That is one of my favorite commercials. I'll be honest with you. I love how Fee's just laughing because she's like, "You guys are so white." That's accurate. That's
right now.
Little Lion. I mean, that's fine. Jesus was wondering what your favorite glue to sniff is. Mine's welding, high strength, oily glue. Should try to. I mean, see,
I'm pretty basic. Just get a glue stick.
Yeah, that way you do crafts, and at the end you're like, "Haha, I feel great." It's odd how that works. And if anything, listen, if you're gonna do glue, you might as well do what is it? Brake cleaner. Now we're talking. That'll light you up, bro. Okay. I mean, why are you? Oh, you're just enraged at the white people. That's fine, Fee. I understand. Maybe you should talk to somebody. You're very small and full of anger. No, I don't think that. I think you're a nice person, but I don't know. What do you guys think? And you know what, Fee? It's a question to you and even to Jesus. Okay, we know Jesus went into the fucking temple and started throwing tables and hands. But you know, at what point do you think it's fair?
I mean, there's supposedly missing articles from the Bible that the church took out, lost
church people, yeah, whatever.
But like where Jesus was like before he was like, you know, like mature and he was still like a teenager or whatever. There's like a kid bullying him and a bunch of his friends, and he just like ripped a tornado through the fucking ground and like basically sucked the fucking skin and muscle off that dude's fucking bones, and it was like, try me next time, bitch. Like, even Jesus wasn't like a saint when it comes to violence.
See, this is the thing is, I don't believe necessarily that story because there was another one where a bunch of kids made fun of one of God's prophets that was bald, and because they made fun of him, God made a bear come out and kill all the kids, which I'm like, that seems fair. That's the God that I like.
Smiting motherfuckers and telling people to put his kid in microwaves and shit.
The idea that God, the bear. I mean, yeah, that's like at what point is physically touching somebody okay?
Drowning people who's just like, y'all get on a boat.
No, white people love drugs. That's true. White people do love drugs. The problem is white people love drugs too much, right? Yeah, my favorites. I mean, listen, the idea that like clearly, right?
What is Victoria saying? Hold on.
Victoria.
At what point? What?
At what point is it okay to touch somebody?
Oh,
Like if you're in an interaction, for me, I always wait. If somebody touches me, I go, "Hey, I don't want you touching me because if you touch me again, I'm gonna touch you back, and I'm not gonna stop."
I
So
might goad people into touching me though. Like I might. I'm not big on like starting a fight where there isn't one. But if I'm fucking
sure,
pissed off at them, I might get in their like space a little bit. Like like a fucking basketball player trying to get a rebound. Try to get
yeah,
somebody to put their hands on me. All right, now we're good. Now we're good.
yeah.
Let's go.
Don't put your hands on me. I'm like, because I'll yeah. This is okay, Fee. This is poetic shit that should go on a shirt. Fool's mouth entering to contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes. Bro, factual.
Why are we
That's
speaking
nice.
in old English?
I mean, listen, that it's to make people know that I may be fancy, but I ain't too fancy to lay hands on you, son. That's that is a very nice way to say it. To protect your loved ones. I mean, that's fair.
Always.
Which
Yeah.
Bible scripture is that? Fool's mouth and see, I read it in normal English because, anyways, so my old Bible English is always messed up. But yeah, to protect your loved ones, 100%. That's definitely.
So let's get into the Kendrick Lamar stuff a little bit. How do you feel about just straight hating, like more verbal violence? How do you feel about that?
So here's the thing. Having roasted people and like made people angry and knowing full well there was nothing that they could do to me.
Right, but that's a more of a organized situation for it, though.
True.
Roasting somebody, I mean.
But the thing is, like, listen,
you kind of get what you asked for there.
Well, yes, but also too, there's no reason to be an absolute fucking savage, which I tend to be when it comes to.
Sure, that's right? Exactly what that moment's for.
and you know what, Feed, you're absolutely right. Verbal violence leads to physical violence, and that's why,
it can. It doesn't.
I've always, not always. Well, look, a lot of times, words are words, right? Like, well, people are like, well, words are violence. You're like, no, violence is violence. Words are just words,
right?
So it's one of those things where it's like,
I feel like that's tall or big person privilege, actually, because I feel like people our size can kind of, within reason, kind of say whatever we want, and most people aren't going to do nothing about it.
Yes,
but that's one of those few privileges. Every group of people has some kind of privilege that not everybody else is privy to necessarily. Women have privilege. Obviously, white men have privilege. There's just specific fucking Asians get into college right away with no fucking question. You know what I mean? Like everybody has
at the age of 7, they're like, university for that one.
Right. Yeah. Everybody has a little bit of like our tall people privilege. We can kind of get away with saying most things, and nobody's going to deck us in the face because they don't want the smoke. You know, we're probably not going to have a lot of friends.
True. Also true.
So
that's like I even use that example when doing comedy where like somebody said something. Listen, let's say I wasn't the youngest of 5 kids and learned how to fight from all my older brothers. Let's say I've never been in a fight ever in my life. Let's say all of that. If I grab you, fall on you, there's a good chance you might die. It's that simple, right? Now I'm only, like 260, 270. I'm small in comparison. But back at 500 pounds, bro, hey, even if I only got your leg, that leg's going to just turn into dust.
So, I mean, I got lucky at like 17. I just got like obsessed with Muhammad Ali and started taking up boxing. Otherwise, I had no reason to learn how to fight because I'm the oldest. I just beat up I was grown man size at the age of 12. All my siblings still aren't grown man size. So like as they approach 30, you know what I mean? I had no reason to know how to fight. I just all of a sudden was like, my tiny little siblings are like, fuck, he's evolving.
This is much worse. Sasha, that's true. Tiny ladies are less likely to be threats to others. That's also true, but we both know still violent, right? It's me and Sasha, little and also very stabby. Both of them.
They're a different kind of threat. They'll just like go behind your back and like call the authorities on you if they want you
Yeah,
gone.
well,
You know,
yeah.
like they'll just make up a story about you and your whole life is ruined.
There's that. That's bro. I remember telling a joke about how like the bad part about being super fat was like if I'm walking around and some lady's like that fat motherfucker ate my baby, the cops like I have to have an alibi because cops will be like, okay, you didn't eat this baby, but you've eaten babies
What?
before because you're so fat, right? And I would go into it like, you know what, that's not fair because like let's put it this way. I think one of the greatest.
Who set her baby next to my Big Mac? Like,
I know who dressed your baby like French fries. That's not on me. That's your baby was dressed like French fries. It's just the spirit. But like there's been time. Yeah, well, bro, come on. It's one of those things where like, especially when I was super fat, if somebody farted in the bathroom or in the elevator, everyone looked at me and I'm like, fuck every one of you. Every one of you, go fuck yourself for the simple fact that I will own it. I'm like, I'll lift a leg and be like, welcome to the party. You know?
Do that next time we're in an elevator together. I'm gonna fart and see if they all still blame you or not.
Oh yeah. No, you were thought of by everyone as the giant teddy bear. Actually, this is okay.
That's
So
what I'm saying. You think differently about the rest, what the rest of the world thinks about you, because you are so like just chill. You're just a chill person. Like, it's because you're Canadian, but that right there tells me that like the rest of the world perceives you differently than you perceive yourself. Because you're like, I'm not chill. I'm like, sure, on the inside.
Oh yeah, no. I'm very proud, and thank you, Sasha, for mentioning this. I am very proud to just be like, oh, people are like, oh, he's calm, no problem. Yeah, because you know what? The other way, much worse. Okay, I'll tell you that right now.
It's funny because I think differently about myself as well. I perceive myself as a pretty chill, nonchalant guy, and I know that people look at me and they're like, no, not at all.
That's also true. We are very much the way you look on the outside is the way I am on the inside, and the way you are on the inside is the way I look on the inside. Where I'm like, oh no, everything's fine. Whereas the inside, I'm like, right? And I just try and I'm like, right, everything's fine. Everything's just, you know what? That's one thing that I very much have tried to adopt over the last few years is when people are like, what about this? We'll see. Just I am not willing to fight with people until I am, and then that's bad. That's not good. I don't like who I am in that situation. That's for sure.
I don't know, man. Because me personally, people are like, well, why are you yelling a lot? And I'm like, I'm not even yelling. I promise you, I'm not even yelling. I'm actually just having a conversation with you. My bad. Like, my bad for
well, this is the whole thing. I've had people do the same thing where they're like, stop yelling, and I'm like, you'll know if I'm yelling,
right?
Because you'll be crying. That's. I think you are both chill.
Hell yeah.
He acts chill, and I'll tell you this much: having been at his house when he's just chill, and I'm like, you look like you're scheming something. Like you're planning something is going on up there. I'm like, I don't have questions. Yeah,
I'm 100% a schemer.
Yeah.
You think it's easy being this poor? Hell no! I have to figure it out every day.
Like, how can I not make money today?
Still pay my bills and not, do any. It's funny. It's like a whole thing. It's like, how do I put in as minimal effort and still pay the bills? And then all I'm doing is putting effort into not putting effort.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's downfall. See, okay, yeah, you're yelling because of your European heritage, also true. And yelling is actually just talking.
What's my excuse? My fucking family came here on like a sheet of like tin roof strapped to the back of the Mayflower.
It's your trailer background that just we got to talk loud so the next trailer can hear. It's come home. Where are you? Yeah, that's fine. That's not.
I'm the duck. What does that mean?
I don't know what that means, Victoria. Like like water off a duck's back, maybe, or you're the duck that's in the background scheming, watching. I don't know.
Victoria, you're gonna have to explain that one because Dino has no idea what he's talking about. There's probably some Chinese like
Oh,
fucking.
oh, I get
proverb.
nailed with that on a daily basis.
I want to. I genuinely want to know. I love like old, like I don't know, like sayings from old traditions and stuff like that. Probably just because I don't have any like
Culture.
ancestry.
Your ancestry is in a 40-foot radius. That's basically.
My dad was adopted. Like I don't know him, so I don't even know what my fucking bloodline is, bro. Like
Okay.
that takes some fucking. Can I tell you? Can I talk about that for half a second?
Okay, hold on. The water waves were so loud you learned to talk above them. That's also true.
That is
Calm above the water, frantically swimming underneath. That's the duck.
that's 100% me. Holy shit! Never heard that thing.
Okay.
Check that out.
Also, the best thing to do on the toilet ranked number 1, number 2, and number 2 is number 1. I will 100% agree with that. Get your DNA. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Maybe you're South African. You don't know. You don't want to get your DNA? No.
Vanguard fucking owns 23andMe now. No, I'm cool. Or is it BlackRock? One of them. Which both sound like pirate companies. Like, how fucking weird is the world? We want to talk about getting fucking violent with somebody.
Hold on. Can you imagine?
Put my hands on them BlackRock people.
Hold on, but can you imagine if they bring back like pirating for like a corporation, like the East? I work for the East India Company. I'm a pirate.
Privateer work.
Listen, the Tucker way is the only way. No, Nick, it's practicing your Duolingo and responding to work emails. Also, top tier things. I like to just doom scroll until my legs go numb, and then I'm like, it's gonna take a minute. It's fine. Go private companies. That's what I did. That's not a bad idea. The only problem is, this is my frustration is that
but they're weird. They always want me to send like my poop to them. So I'm cool on that.
You know what? Of all the people that I would like to get rich, Cole, I want you to get rich, but I also want it to be like, I have to freeze dry my poop and send it to people, and I make like $170,000 a year. Like I want you to be wealthy, but also I want it to be a weird thing where you're like, yeah, some guy collects my toenails. He pays me like $40,000 a month, but I have to send him toenails.
At what point is this just OnlyFans for fucking weirdos?
I mean, no, that's not the way it is. Hold on. I'm sad to report we have brought potato chips back into school. Baked Lays, though. Baked Lays are the worst of all the chips, but
they're pretty good. Bring in Sun Chips too. Sun Chips are fucking dope. Every time I get like a sandwich, I get Sun Chips, like a sub.
Sun Chips are fantastic.
The plain cheddar one, or the fucking what is it? The sun dried tomato ones. Those are good too.
I mean, so Sasha, see, I was thinking about doing this, but my frustration is that they're like, it's a private company and your information stays private, until 3 years later. By the way, our company's been sold to BlackRock, and now your DNA is being used to construct the new version of the T1000. And you're like, can you imagine?
Trying to clone you and fucking get rid of you, put you in the fucking what do you think happened to Eminem? What do you think happened to Kanye? They fucking cloned them, man, and now they're fucking acting weird.
Victoria is a fan of Miss Vicky's, which is hilarious in and of itself.
Miss Vicky's, I recommend. Is that the one with the jalapeno chips?
No, they're the kettle ones. So they're all like weird shapes.
I don't know if I've ever had them. You just have them right there. Okay, yeah, I've seen it. Like the sea salt ones and shit.
Yeah. These ones are sea salt. Every once in a while, we buy a box of them at Costco, and you know what? Like we can usually not get it every single time, but like every once in a while, we have to. I chose a company that just tells you where your DNA comes from and don't tell others. See, that's what I want. See, this is the problem: is if they're in the USA, Cole's in the USA, that might work. Just saying. See, that's why.
I don't even know that bad.
I don't know.
No, I've also read like that people who like committed a crime later on had their like DNA they were able to find your DNA through the fucking 23andMe and shit, and then they were able to figure out who did the crime based off of the 23andMe shit. So I'm like, I'm cool on this. You're just like handing your information over to anybody who's out to get you. Because like I don't know if I need to commit a crime in the future. You know what I mean?
I would happily pay extra to make sure that I was the only one with the copy of that information. Like, I think that
I just can't guarantee that. I don't trust people like that.
and that's the thing is I'm a firm believer that that is the next step in this whole thing, is the idea that guaranteed privacy is the next.
Yeah, the next extra charge.
Yeah, that's
I feel
100%.
like that's like getting the warranty on your tires, though. Have you ever gotten a warranty on your tires?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I did one time, and then I came back and brought my tire back, and they're like, "Oh, it's sidewall damage. We can't do it."
What's the point then? Why? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why can't you charged me an extra $100 or $25 a tire,
Yeah.
and then it's sidewall damage that voids the warranty.
That
Oh,
doesn't. That's not how
okay. So y'all are just scamming people. Gotcha.
100%.
That's what it
Newsflash.
feels like when you're like, "Oh, I charge extra
See,
for privacy."
this is why men have to need violence in their back pocket. Newsflash: don't commit crimes or wear a full body condom. Also, what's the fun in those two things?
What?
See, okay, who cares if your DNA solves a crime you didn't commit? We're not worried about the ones we didn't commit. We're worried about the ones that we may or may not have or have not committed in the past and or future possibility.
I want to hold that in my back pocket. I don't know if I need to commit. I've committed plenty of crimes in the past, and you never know when that's going to bubble up again. See, also, I don't want to hear from a Chinese a person who comes from Chinese background talk about, "Oh, don't break the law," as if y'all don't have the most fucking fucked up ass laws in the whole world. Fucking China. Now I know you're from Canada and then you technically are from the UK, but you got Chinese fucking communist people who are trying to leave communist China, and you're telling me, "Oh, don't commit crimes," as the world keeps getting more and more fucking crazy and more strict.
Correct. I'm glad you understood it. I mean, you couldn't have understood it any clearer. This is my whole thing, is like, what we didn't realize, say in the 90s and the 2000s, was that we were being just spoon-fed social media that, it's the future, it's how things are going to be, and then rightfully so. Now it's the idea of, I'm honest. Like, I have a couple people that I went to high school with. I still can't find them on social media, which I don't think they've blocked me specifically, because why would you? But I definitely think that there are a few people that I like, a couple people that were like too smart, and I'm like, they definitely work for, they're spies or something. It's 100% accurate. Yeah. I want to find him though. I feel like there is a certain element of anonymity that is gone for a lot of people, but
you have an interesting question that I want answered that I don't think can be answered. But I wonder how many spies I've met, and I was like the first American they got to know, and they're like, "Americans are weird."
Yes. In all honesty, I think it's. I would take it one further. It'd be like, how many people have you been their first interaction with someone, like in a new neighborhood, a new country, a new whatever? They meet you and they're like, "I need to go home. This place is fucking weird." Like, that's just, and they're like,
that would be a little more obvious though, because like, I'm not from here. You know, people are generally pretty open about stuff like that. But a spy doesn't want you to know they're not from there. You know what I mean? So they're hiding, and then they get to know I'm the first person they meet for whatever weird reason. Maybe like not because like they need to know me, but like I'm just the first person they bump into, like
by chance
on the street or whatever. You know, like.
See, I'm currently watching The Recruit, which is about a guy who's a lawyer, but he's a lawyer for the CIA. So every interaction he has, everyone's like, "You work for the CIA." He's like, "Technically, I'm just a lawyer for the CIA."
Job. You just say it's redacted.
Right, exactly. Nothing. Everything is written in black marker. Just right. It's not. So, but in turn, everyone is like, he does things honestly. And then in turn, people are like, "Nope, you're a part of the CIA. You must be lying." He's like, "I'm really just a lawyer for the CIA. Like, it's not anything." And like it keeps on going where everyone is like, everyone's lying. He's like, I'm not, I'm just a lawyer. And you're like, lawyers lie the most. It's very perplexing. So I can only imagine because, well, we've proven that there are spies everywhere, right? But I'm
That's what it
German.
seems like. They're fucking
See?
infiltrated our fucking like government. It seems like
German, Scottish, Irish, and Scandinavian. I mean, I'm
white
still-
fuck.
yeah, you're almost clear. That's never bad things. I don't think so either. I think it's good. Speaking of CIA spies, Mercs, the Accountant 2 trailer is out. I know. I'm very
I
interested in
haven't
this.
seen the first one.
It's good. It's a
Is
very
it?
enjoyable. Yeah, yeah. It's also like at the white. What does that have to do with that?
See, you've been here the whole time.
Yeah, she's just
Thought you left.
wait to attack the white people, which is hilarious. But like, it's the whole idea that like you see how there's always two options in dealing with things, and like the Ben Affleck's character in the movie is somebody who has a lot of those. Oh, she's like, I left, I came back just to
Yeah, she
accuse the
saw so
whites.
many white people congregating. She's like, I
Yeah,
gotta
and
go.
she's like, no, it's a gaggle of whites. You don't want to be there.
I think they
They
call that a
attract, they
murder.
attract police and barbecues. It's weird.
Don't they call that a murder?
I mean, sometimes. Only on like Saturday nights. That's fine. Or on like trains and shit. Have you ever been on a train?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have or not.
This is the thing is
There's
like,
like one train, like train in America though. The Amtrak.
yeah,
I don't think I've been on Amtrak, but I've been on like train like stuff. If that makes any sense.
yeah. Like above ground, like subway train, like trains,
Yeah.
not trains. It's not like woo woo. It's just
Yeah.
we're a train technically. Yeah, no. It's the
I've
reason
never
I'm
been on a
asking
single cart train before, for like
a birthday.
kid rides and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When I
Those
was
are-
a kid.
Hey, you know it's gonna be a kick-ass birthday if there was a train, like a caboose attached to the restaurant. That's when that McDonald's play place is banging.
Did you ever go to the Amazon restaurant or whatever? Like before they closed?
Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah, those things
Yes.
are fucking badass. I miss
Bro,
them.
I went when all the animatronics worked and nobody had like poked a
Same.
finger into the gorilla's nose and shit. It was great. It was a great
I was
time.
little.
And well, I was an adult and I was just angry.
We probably
because
went at the same time.
we
there
probably
together.
went at the same time. And my frustration was I was like, oh, I'm gonna get some fries. And they're like, oh, we have these special waffle cup fries. And I'm like, all right, cool. And they're like, they gave me 4 fries. I'm like, yo, do you see how fat I am? How are you gonna give me 4 fries for a meal? Like I was enraged by it.
Right, were they cheap? Is that why they went under?
I think it's the gimmick was like it was peak like 1997. No, maybe 2001. But then you're like, this is basically Chuck E. Cheese for adults, and also the adults don't like it because you're only here for the kids. This is good. This is so fun to talk with you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that they just kind of skimped out on the food.
Yeah,
I don't
well, no,
remember the food
well, it
very
was just weird. Well, you know what? Because with the meal, it just came with like potato chips, and they're like, we serve chips instead of fries. I'm like, that makes you a bad
They were
person.
the first ones to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, that,
It's an upcharge for fries. They're
Yeah.
the same fucking
You're
thing.
you're it's harder to make potato chips than it is to make French fries, idiot. So I kind of want to go on a locomotive and get stage 7 lung cancer. It must be 100% authentic or bust. I mean, that's you got to get front seats for that. Thank you, Sasha, for coming. You know
It's
what?
not even real. That's made
I
up
don't
by the
think I've
government.
changed either. So thank you for validating that. I appreciate that greatly. I like who I am. But, I don't know.
Somebody's got to.
I mean, I yeah, that's fair. It's not Victoria. She's like, oh fuck you, you're an asshole. Yeah. Yeah, no, my wife definitely is trying to kill me. I told
Well, I mean, she's Asian. They don't really love people,
well, yeah, I made the joke on stage.
especially family.
I was like, my wife doesn't have emotions. She got good grades in school. That's what she got. It's not. And people were like, I'm like, she's Asian. It's fine. It's not how that works.
They show love through like hard work and dedication.
No, brutal.
Screaming and yelling.
They show love by brutal criticism.
That is like the best way, because that's how I do my son though a lot of the time, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Why are you like?" Sometimes he's like, "Why are you mean, Dad?" And I'm like, because somebody's got to be mean to you. Because when you get out in the real world, everyone's gonna be mean to you, and then you're not gonna be like, you're gonna be like, yo, why the fuck is life so hard? Trust
Yeah.
me, I know. I know.
I'm thank you, Cole. Very good. Yeah, I'm a firm
Anytime.
believer in that, like, the closer we are, the less formal we should be.
I agree with that.
And like, because that's how I was raised, like, because we were very much, you had to say please and thank you and I'm sorry. And my dad, after a while, was like, I don't care if you're sorry, stop doing dumb shit.
Yeah,
He's like, I don't care, your sorry means nothing to me. And you're going, he's not wrong.
I don't know how I feel about apologies, man. I hate it when people, I'm sorry, and then I'm kind of like, I've been in this situation enough times to know that if I don't accept your apology, it's going to be a problem,
100%.
and that is going to be more worse than the thing you did.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so dumb. I don't want your apology. I want you to not do that again.
That's exactly, bro. Okay, hold on. I want to cook this. I think we've known each other since I would have been, it was beginning of high school. It's been a long adventure. It might have, no, you know what? It might have actually been grade 7 or 8. So maybe 13, 14. But yeah, that's, I don't
40 years.
that people should be the most polite and respectful to their loved ones. You know what? No, that's biased because she's like, that's because she thinks I'm mean. And I'm like, you're mean too. I don't understand. We
I
survived.
think politeness is for strangers. I really do. I think politeness is for, like, because you don't know what people are going through, especially if you don't know them. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
just be polite. But the people you have to be around all the time, like, you should generally not be a cunt to them, but like, you should also be able to be close enough to be like, you're frustrating me. You know, like, that should be always an open door policy on that, and they should be able to do the same thing to you because it's all about the people closest to you should be involved in your own self improvement. You know,
Victoria's like, no, politeness should be everyone. No, no, it's not. It's and
What-
okay.
what
Shell says
applies
this. We
to the people
survived on
around you?
sarcasm
That
in my
don't
house,
make sense.
bro. Every house that has multiple kids, there's an air of sarcasm in almost every single conversation. And the more kids, the more sarcasm, and
Oh my
probably the more
god,
beatings.
dude! My baby mama's family.
Yeah.
Her whole family, both sides, her dad and her mom. They didn't sarcasm went over their heads.
How? The whole
I
thing.
don't know. I don't know. And I would be so sarcastic with them, and they would just be like,
You're weird.
they'd be like waiting for me to answer, and I'd be like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then my ex, my baby mama, she'd be like, they don't get sarcasm. I've tried. They just don't understand it. I'm like, you kind of don't get it either, but like sometimes you do. But
Yes. Look at Cole talking about feelings. I mean, that's fair. He is kind of okay.
am I talking about feelings right now?
I notice. Congratulations, Sasha, on your children. May they live long and be healthy. But also, 3 kids. You have girls. Do you have any boys, or are they all girls? Because
Are any of them my age?
what?
What?
No. Sasha is we are. She looks 10 years younger than me.
That doesn't answer that
1,000.
question. Okay, my mom is 18 years older than me, barely.
No, they're not for you. Regardless, sarcasm should be considered a superpower. My brother.
So I think it should be considered a fucking bare minimum.
I mean, like, I feel like if you want to
Basic fucking skill, like that should be a class in high school.
If you listen, if you want to be involved in conversation, you need to know how sarcasm works. My brother would pick me up by my head and throw me across the room when we were younger. I did that so wildly, Shell. I did that to Sasha's brother. That's what, because Sasha and her brother are both very small, but I was the youngest out of our group of friends. But he would try and attack me, and then I would grab him by the head in a headlock, and then I would throw his entire body. That probably wasn't good for him. I'm glad he did it when he was young. As a father of 2 girls, I can assure you sarcasm is in their I mean, also meanness, though. It's like, if you have only girls too, Sasha, yeah, like, I can only imagine how mean that can get, because that gets out of control real quick. My parents don't do sarcasm. You know what?
Sarcasm has evolved
You're
as generations go on.
Hey, the first time I came to this house, Victoria's dad looked me dead in the eye and he goes, "Would you like some fried lice?" And just started laughing his ass off because it's a funny joke. Okay. Because it's not fried lice, you plick. It's a hilarious joke. And he dropped it, and I'm like, so
Yeah,
I don't think your parents didn't do
it's
sarcasm. I
from
think
Lethal Weapon 4. Like, it's an old ass fucking joke.
they are all politeness one moment, then no filter the next. I feel like that's fact. So she's like, I remember that. Yeah, I would. Yeah, we always would play fight. It was not. It was healthy for young men, not good for bones. My 5 girls are Sour Patches. Hey, you know what I started? Victoria, we were out and Victoria was giving me attitude, but we were with a very close friend that it's Victoria's friend from high school that now we're all friends with. And I just looked at Victoria and I started calling her sour grapes. I was like, stop being all sour grapes. She's like, I'm not being sour grapes. She was being sour grapes. And then the friend who was visiting, she's a pilot, and she was like, did you just call your wife sour grapes? I'm like, she's got a sour face on for no reason. I'm like,
Didn't you
listen.
already say that, like, that's just her, like, resting face, though?
Yeah.
Just picking on your wife.
No, because then she says mean stuff to me. And then she's
Yeah, no,
like, you
that's
probably
the
don't fit in
worst.
that. And I'm like,
Somebody who has
thanks.
RBF and is mean as fuck. You're like, this has hurt my feelings like kind of a lot.
I remember once I walked into Victoria's office and like I can see Victoria, but she's interacting with somebody. I'm like, hey, are you okay with that person? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, Asian on Asian conversation. I'm like, it's just mean. I'm like, you guys are not nice people to each other. Like I'm like, and she was like, no, we're good friends. And I'm like, it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like you guys are at each other's throats. He picks on me all the time. That's not true. It's not true. Victoria kicks me while I sleep. It's
I
fact.
think too, like people who know like multiple languages, like there's just a more blunt like way of speaking because like they know so many words. Like, because I know a lot of words, but I forget them all. Does that make sense? So I have to like
Yeah.
pull out every once in a while. I think we talked about this with Atlas the other day, where every once in a while I have to pull out the douchiest word because it's the only word that I know that fits that thing, even though I can't think of the common one. Because it's like too much information is up here and I can't get it all out. So like if you know multiple languages, oh my god, I couldn't imagine.
It's well, you know what? That's fine.
I barely have a grasp on Spanish.
I
Let's
love
put it
how
like that.
Victoria defends herself. I'm not mean, just direct and honest for efficiency. Listen, just because you call it efficiency
I think
doesn't
that's
mean
what it is too.
yeah.
It's 100% what it is.
Tism.
Wait, who's got the tism? I do not.
Okay. Yes, I have 5 cuckoo clocks, so my girls, my generous sense of humor, because when get upset and they hear clocks calling them cuckoo. I mean, yeah, that's that. Listen, there's a certain element when like there's 2 things. Number 1, you always keep it inside the house. Never bring it outside the house. Okay, that's rule number 1 of family. Rule number 2 is no hitting in the face or in the teeth. Those are important for later on in life. Don't hit the face. Don't hit the teeth. You can step on a hand though. That'll fuck them up just as bad.
There were rules?
There are always rules, sir.
Well,
Hey.
I was the biggest one, so I didn't have to respect any rules.
See, but the problem with that is eventually your siblings would team up and overthrow you.
That didn't matter. They
Because
did
you
that
are
all the time.
100% a tyrant.
They did that all the time. It didn't work. I'm that much bigger than. I don't think you were like Grayson's the small one, but not by much.
Well, he also looks very stabby because he's very little that way. He looks like he needs to be able to
100% stab somebody who, like, but like you just have to. The thing is, when you're the old sibling, you have to know what you're up against. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know Grayson's the one that's going to grab the knife. So you just keep a corner eye on that one.
Yeah.
Wait, where are you going?
Hey, let's be honest. Grayson, a mile away, he's gonna sneak to the kitchen to get the knife and then come up behind you.
Right, you just gotta be
exactly.
than your...
As long as I can see where Grayson is, I don't have to worry about him.
Yeah,
because he's not coming head on.
You put your back to the kitchen and make sure nobody gets past you.
That's also true. Hold on. Those rules don't apply here. 2 older brothers and my younger sister. That was Army. No holds barred. Okay, so you know what? So this is the thing. I was talking about this with somebody else, and we were okay because Marco was talking about how Shell is not to be trifled with, and I'm like, I kind of want to fight her, just for not for violence, just for fun. Why? Because I don't get many opportunities where I can horseplay anymore because I'm too big.
I don't think
That's one thing. That's the one thing that I miss from having siblings and growing up was the horseplay. Because everybody who tried it, I was just be like, bro, I'll smack, because I'll grab you and pick you up over my head and then just throw you into a couch.
There's no good way to fight a woman who's willing to fight a man. Because
I know. They're gonna hit your dick. 100%. You're gonna right in your nuts.
They can, because they're confident. Why is she confident? That's, you know, is she just crazy, or has she done this before? And then you do win. There's so many other things that could. Oh, you fought a girl. Like now your reputation's, or you could like go to jail for. Like there's too many things that are not going to go in your favor.
I always offer fair rules. If it's one woman, I get one arm tied behind my back. If it's 2 women, it's fair rules. It's not. There's 2 of you. I only have 2 arms.
You know, but I've been in situations where people will take advantage of like the fairness that you gave them, and then still try to figure out a way to fuck you up. You know what I mean? Like, right. So I'm cool on that.
Yeah, my kids fight like the Avengers movie. Also fair. It's nipple twist her nipple. You know what? Listen, growing up with other boys, that was the one thing where it's like, okay, you're locked down. And you're like, bro, I remember. So I was in grade 7, the grade 8 shop class. Somebody gave somebody a purple Nurple with a pair of needle nose pliers, and something stayed on the pliers.
Jesus Christ!
Hey, that was that story itself rippled, and people stopped doing purple Nurples in our school. And it was like, hey, I remember shop class. Don't. It was dangerous. Can you imagine being known as the one nippled guy because you had a purple Nurple incident?
I mean, it's a battle scar, right?
But like, that's a shitty battle scar. I got my nipple ripped off in shop class when I was 13 years old.
Yeah, see, I was walkie-talkie here because like we didn't do nothing growing up. We didn't do nothing like fucking sadistic. We just did. He said, would it be fair headbutt? Yeah, we just did headbutts, punches, kicks, push downs. We would do like what is it?
The face.
Yeah, we hit the face and shit too, but like we just did no biting, no scratching, nothing, no weapons for the most part. You know, like we did every once in a while we would go like this. Are you gonna give up?
Always, yeah.
Give up. Okay, all right, cool.
See, if we said, "Oh, you can't breathe," okay, grab a pillow onto the face. Then it was always an escalation. Victoria's like, I punched a guy in the gut in school once and didn't get in trouble. I know, that's why it's not fair, Victoria.
Right, that's what I just said. You can't fight a girl who's willing to fight a man because it's not gonna go in your favor. Like,
I need to have a legitimate fight, like Andy Kaufman, and be like me versus 7 women.
The thing is, you can't even you can't even refuse to fight a woman, because if she wants to fight you and then she hits you and you're like trying to tell people that she hit you and you didn't, they're like, oh, you got hit by a girl, you're gonna cry. Man, like,
I did have one girl try and come at me, and I just grabbed a man and put the man in front of me. That's what I did. And she was like, I don't want to hit him. And I'm like, well, he doesn't want to hit you, so it's fine. That's all I thought was boys. I mean, Fee, you look like somebody who would fight men, though. There's no, See, I'm okay with a headbutt. The problem is that a headbutt can lead to 2 black eyes and or broken nose, and that's a problem. He uses people as human shields. Yeah, I mean, more than once. I used lunch trays. That's a good move, though, because a lunch tray is, number 1, not expensive. Number 2, leaves a good bruise.
No, like Dino legitimately uses them as shields, because like most people use a human shield, hide behind it, but Dino got it in his right hand, like he's fucking Captain. He's got a person like he's Captain America holding the vibranium shield that is like this size to him. You know, just throwing it, bouncing it off of people and shit, and then fucking.
Well, the funny thing is, we were outside, and one of the helpers was trying to get my father-in-law inside, and I was like, "Oh, I'll help," and she was like, "Oh, I'll grab the other side." No, 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 I grab him. So I just like grabbed him from around the waist and started like just straightened up and started walking, and his legs kind of went a little bit limp. So I was like, "Oh, hold on," and I grabbed him and just kind of flicked his legs like a marionette, like. And this woman who's helping is like, ha! And I'm like, yeah, that's no problem. I just scoop him up and walk him like a baby. Like,
It's so weird.
It is, but at the same time, like, it's not the first time. We even did I licked it. It's mine for food. See, hey, that happened. So that worked me until I was 13. And then I hit a growth spurt, and I was now the tallest in the house. And people were like, well, I licked it. And I'll be like, I just eat the whole thing one shot. And I'm like, I don't care. I just need food. Like, it was insane.
My siblings would do that shit, and they were like, I looked at it, it's mine. And I would just punch them. I'd be like, okay, sure, it's yours this time, but if you do that shit again, you're gonna pay.
Hey, okay, it's like a girl punch is like a loud leaf in your face, but a man's hand is like a hammer. That's why guys shouldn't hit back, but perhaps run from the crazy. See, I agree for two things. Is number one, a smack in the face is meant to insult. You can't hit back for that. But if you punch a man in the face, dangerous
acting like y'all's punches don't hurt. You women, like, they hurt. Everybody punching you hurts. Okay, but I mean, y'all quit acting like y'all are fucking like a fucking box of feathers. Okay,
yeah.
Y'all quit acting like that. All right, every punch hurts. Y'all are just the minimal amount of hurt. All right, it don't hurt. Like, if a man could kill you with his punch, a woman can hurt you with her punch. You know, y'all gotta quit acting like y'all ain't strong too. Y'all are 100+ pound people. That hurts. You ever drop 100 pounds on your foot? No, because your foot would be broken. Stop punching people and then act like, oh, it don't hurt. Stop that shit. Stop it.
That is fair. If you take my food, you take these hands too. Yeah, that's 100%. that is bar. Hey, if you took my food, put it back, or I'm taking a finger. Those are your options. That's not gonna. Should not have. No, and you know what? Like, this is the thing is, I've been accosted more than once where I just stop and go, hey, I really didn't enjoy that. Please don't do that again. And they kind of look at me because they're like, I just punched you in the face and you didn't do anything. I'm like, no, because I'll just rip your arms off. I'm not, don't say y'all. I mean,
I think we need to re-educate our women, and I'm just going to leave it there. No, I think women legitimately think that they can't hurt us when they punch us, and it's like that's that, and that's like why they're like, well, man should never hit a woman because when we hit y'all, it don't hurt. And it's like, no, it hurts. That's why when y'all hit dudes and there's dudes who fly off the handle, that's why they fly off the handle. Like,
hey, but also too, let's be honest.
Calm down.
I've never been hurt by any amount of violence like I've been hurt by a woman's words. So, a woman destroys you for.
No woman's ever actually hurt my feelings from her words. Her actions, maybe, but not her.
Well, actions as well. Every time he said hurt, his pitch went to soprano. That hurt. So aggressive. So run from that girl because see, this is the thing is.
No, what hurts the most about getting hit by a woman is the fact that I can't hit her back. That's what hurts.
No, well, that's the thing is, I have walked away, but I've also I'm at an age right now too where I don't break stride. Like, someone's like, excuse me, I just keep walking. You didn't. I'm like now I can build up speed. I'm not
salespeople who are like at the Walmart or whatever. I dead ass. I clock whatever company they work for, and they're like, hey, excuse me, what is your cable company? I'm like, Spectrum, and then just keep walking, and they're like, oh, okay.
No. I know we not feathers. No. Let's be honest. This is the problem is that you have an environment like there was the I don't know if you saw, there was a video. I sent it to everybody because I thought it was hilarious. Was a lady stopped her car in the middle of the road, got out and told the lady behind her to stop tailgating, stop killing, and it was very aggressive. So the guy got out of the car. He was in the passenger seat, walked up and was like, hey, okay, yeah, that's fine. Sorry. Okay, just get back to your car so we can move on with our days. And he turned around and was like, sorry. And you can hear the whole thing. And she goes and as he turns around and starts walking away, she runs up and hits him in the back of the head. So he turns around and suplexes her onto the ice. Bro, it's a great suplex. It's a
bit much, right?
It's but you know what though? It was, hey, can't do anything. Got to make sure you're not gonna do this again.
Like that's hitting somebody in the back of the head is an illegal move in boxing, and I think in MMA
you can hurt somebody forever. Like that's brain.
Yeah, that could fuck them up forever. Because there's like less protection in certain spots right there.
Yeah. Well, your face is meant for impact, but the back of your head is not.
Right.
Same with the sides is like so strongest, weaker, weakest. Right.
Good move.
It was honestly perfect execution. And the lady did the whole when she hit the ground, she was like,
right. I didn't know it. She was like, I didn't know I was going up against Stone Cold.
Like 100%, bro. And then he just got up in the car, told his girl, because the girl started backing up without him. She almost left him there, which I'm like, number one, that you're a horrible person. But then he gets in the car, he's like, all right, back it up. Let's get the fuck out of here. And you're going, and you know what? That I don't have a problem with. But like, that's why I'm a firm believer in everyone keep their hands to themselves. And if you have a problem, if you have a real problem and you really want to go poking around, be very careful because there are all sorts of people that have lots of hobbies. Those hobbies are dangerous.
I'm not a big fan of keep your hands to yourself. I'm a big fan of I should be able to make the world understand with my hands. And if I put my hands in a place that they don't belong and I get my shit rocked, that's what I get. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like, I'm tired of this whole fucking, violence is never the answer. It's usually the only answer. It's sometimes only the only answer. It can be the answer.
It's kind of a great answer.
Yeah, it's an answer.
It's the last one. Don't get me wrong.
The final, what is it? At the end of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Don't bite.
Okay, then that lady has no class. Women with beauty is defined by how you can do it. I 100% agree. I 100% agree with you, and that's like that opinion is totally valid, Sasha, because like how you carry yourself is something that like, hey, I'm like I choose to be peaceful and I don't want to do nothing. But if you push me, Dino gets to come out and play. It's not fun. It's always lead to the answer at the last. You listen, it's your last option, right? Like, and also too. So hold on to some.
The final answer. It's like working with that lazy guy that you've asked, "Hey man, can you do your job so I don't have to do it today?" And after a while, they're like, they still don't do it, and it's like, okay, now I have to beat your ass.
Yeah, well, listen.
Like we'll take it outside so we don't get fired, but I have to beat your ass so that you either quit and I still do your job anyway.
Yeah.
And they find somebody else, or you learn your lesson and you do your fucking job, like.
We'll close up on two things. Number one, somebody sent me a picture as an example of how brothers roughhouse. This is basically how brothers do things. Just throwing around some knives. It's a good, okay. And also for anyone who's looking here, best places to hit somebody. Here are the numbers. Okay.
Don't hit him in the knees.
Listen, hey, you can take his knees out, okay? If you have to. Cole. Okay, but yeah.
I don't understand why you're saying Cole. Like, which one? I run my mouth a lot.
I mean, pick one. I'm sure it's valid. But
you gotta specify what you're upset with.
I mean, I feel like you should have a pen and be like, let me just go through like an order.
Yeah, but
I take knees out. It's 100%.
It's fair if she takes knees out because she's fucking 5 foot -12. So
5 foot -12. Just 4 foot. That's fine. The most recent. I mean, listen, I'm little. That's fair. And you know what? As someone who is vertically challenged, as is Sasha, I highly recommend how to do some immediate damage enough for you to evade the situation. I'm a firm believer.
If they're vertically, is that what you said? Vertically challenged?
Yeah.
Does that make you and me horizontally unchallenged?
Yes. We are horizontally embraced.
Embrace.
Yeah. We've embraced the horizontal lifestyle. That's
Horizontally conquered.
yeah, we have entered our conquering seasons. But anyways, well, this has been mental health. This was a very good conversation. I think it was very focused, and I want to thank everyone who is in the audience and commenting. You have been a great help, and it was very nice to catch up with some and also converse with others and get a female opinion. Very, very. I'm petite. You are very petite. Sasha, I could fold her and put her in my pocket. She's very little.
I'm pretty petite too.
Yeah. Anyways, everyone, we will be back on Saturday. Do we know what we are cooking? You were cooking something. You have something.
Salad. You want to do a Cobb salad, but like eggs just skyrocketed to $6 a minimum. So
Again?
some kind of at the Aldi. Because I was there today. So I'm not trying to buy eggs, man. Like, please don't make me buy eggs again.
And a good night to you too, Sasha. It was nice.
Some kind of salad.
Thank you.
Yeah, later, Sasha. Later, Fee, Walkie Talkie, Victoria, Nick. Everybody showed up tonight. I appreciate you. If I didn't name anybody, I apologize. I think that was everybody, though.
I think so. Do a cream of mushroom soup, Victoria's doing.
Oh, Shell.
Yeah, Shell. Thank you very much for watching. Everyone, thank you very much for watching. And please make sure you like, share, subscribe. We love talking about stuff, so we're going to keep on doing it. So Saturday, we're back with Hammer and Cheese at nighttime, and then Generation Dan on Sunday. So tune in, everyone, and we will be there. In the meantime, have a great day.